Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we will be seeing what it's like to road trip my modified ND Miata. I've went about I think about 130 miles-ish from Denver already to Burlington, Colorado on I-70. We are here at the Love's truck stop, or Love's Country Store as they used to be called, but it's a truck stop, so not just the convenience store. We went a ways. It really rides a lot better. I noticed that they had my PSI set to 45 on these tires, lowered it down to about 30-ish, 32-ish, where it says on the door 29, I believe, but I'm a bigger tire, but I still think I'm a little overinflated. Still should be around 30. Really riding really good now. I think it rides better now than it did with the other size with the 215s on these 235s. I'm also road tripping with my little buddy here. Not sure if you can see him in here. He doesn't quite like the outdoors much, but I couldn't leave him at home. This is my little buddy Zeus. I've had him for since 2020. So he was about a year old in 2020, I think. So I think he's about maybe 2021. He's about 4 years old, if my memory serves me correct. So he's a good road trip partner. He just don't really like it outdoors a lot. He kind of gets scared of the sounds of the vehicles. He gets out a little bit. He's smart enough to know to pee in the grass, you know, because of the dirt and stuff. Maybe more like kitty litter, maybe he thinks it is. And give him some water and we get going again. He's a good little boy. Yes, Zeus is a good boy. This is a Works Garage official cat. Zeus is his name. So we're going to get on here and get to going. I know I didn't start the video in the beginning. I got my cooler over here with some snacks and some cat food and stuff in there. I feed my cat a raw cat food diet, so I got some frozen cat foods in there. Got it set all up. Got the trunk pretty loaded with my camera gear, my clothing, a towel, and some car cleaning equipment. Can't really take a lot, and of course the Adam LZ hoodie, you just can't go without one of those, especially the one with the Mark 5 Supra. Okay, we're going to get going here and see how it goes. We've only used about 1/4 of a tank, so I believe that we are making about 40 miles a gallon. Of course, we're not driving too fast. You know, you may have noticed on my channel, you've seen it very briefly, that we have a 1960 Dodge Dart Seneca. That Dodge Dart Seneca is a straight 6, and it has a 225 slant 6, I should say, with a 3-speed manual. Not a lot of power, 150 horsepower with about a 4,000 pound car. So coming up to Lyman, it kind of struggled a little bit. It starts to get a little warm because you're working it. Don't drive any faster than about 60, 65 because of the gearing with the manual. Had it had the automatic, could have went a little faster. So we're going to get going here. There was behind us. They had to stop to pull over to get gas. It uses a lot more. So again, I'm only driving about 60, 65. That's why I'm making 40-ish miles a gallon, because I'm following a car I'm in the lead of a car that's real slow. So someday we'll have to try this car at the 80 mile an hour-ish and see what our fuel economy is. But let's see here. So according to the computer, as you will see, we're making 40.3. So that is really good. With Justin Mazda Sauce tune in here with a lot of power. It's got a lot of power. I guess it's 156 we've driven here. 156 and only used a fourth of a tank. So you do the math if you're good at guesstimating on if that's correct or not. But I'm going to get going down the road here, and I'll come back at you a little later. So we're out here on the highway. The Colorado roads are not very good. They're holy. A lot of potholes, especially in this stretch after Burlington, so you really have to look here. Like that one I had to swerve around, so it's kind of hard to vlog and drive at the same time. Probably should have put my DJI action on the window, but didn't really think so much about it. Yeah, this portion of the road is awful. Bunch of nothing out here, as you can see. Maybe you can see the windmills over there in the distance. That's about all there is out here, is the windmills. So we're tooting along here. We slowed down to 55. They're coming up behind us. The old Dodge that's with us. See if they can get up with us, because I stopped at a different stop, like I said, than they did. But if you're into barren plains, here it is. To me, it's kind of boring. I'm not into country life. But again, I'm going to the big car show I went to last year down here with between 200 and 300 cars down here in Goodland. Yeah, a lot of holes here. I'm going to get off here so I can watch where I'm driving, so I don't mess my low car up. Stretch of highway I've driven in my life. Colorado has the best roads. Not. We're going to get into the fast lane here. I know it's illegal in Colorado to drive in the fast lane with not passing, but damn, that other lane will screw you up, boy. There they go. There they go in the old Dodge. I'd say that the Goodland Racing full RoadsterSport chassis stiffening bracing I put under a video or two back, I would say that is really good, and it, like I was saying, it really improved the ride of the car. I think it like completes the car, almost like joins the front and rear of the car together. Almost like a full frame now, not quite, you know, but it really improves the handling and the ride. You know, I didn't change the setting on the shocks that I have, the stiffening I have set on the Ohlins. I didn't change that. But the ride drastically improved, I should say, over without even changing the softening the dampening. The handling is way more crisp into the curves. I think it's worth it. So this is a road trip with that brace, getting the real full enjoyment out of it. So I guess we'll see what it's like. I really haven't went on any mountain driving, any brisk mountain driving. The winter's coming, so I don't know what I'm going to get out of that, or if I'm going to get much of that. So, all in all, this is more of an update video of what's been going on and the modifications I've done. Now, the Craven speed shifter with the shift well, the plastic shift well, is noisy. Every time you hit a bump, you hear that. I can push down on that center thing here, take some of the noise out of it. But big bumps, you hear go, you think your dash or something's cricking. It's not. It's that. So again, I'm thinking about going back to a shift boot style to see if that fixes that. I like the looks of it. Just not sure about the noise. I do recommend the Craven speed shifter. The weighted shift knob, it's very crisp, superb. And we are here at the line. We will be going across the line here into Kansas now. Looks like the first rest stop will give you free coffee, 7 miles ahead if you're into old school hot coffee. Used to be when I was a kid, they had an advertisement that was aw Kansas, but you know Kansas is not a aw. Ain't much here. Hotter than Florida. The heat gets well into the hundreds in the summer. Several days 103, 104, like 80 or 90% humidity because of the farming there, with all the irrigation. Never used to be this way in the 80s or 70s or back. Not as much irrigation they never used to have. But since all the irrigation, it's made it swampy out here. So it's 52 miles. I am going to Colby. 52 more miles here. This area here, I think, and I could be wrong, I think they call it the Sherwalter Hills here. Not much of a hill, but a little hilly out here, I guess. But all in all, it rides real nice. The ride is real nice, and the fuel economy is good. I wonder what about another 20 miles an hour more would have lost the fuel economy. But I'm going to shut up here and give you some views on the ride, the barren ride through Kansas. As you can probably see, the roads got much smoother as soon as we turned over into Kansas. Seems like Kansas puts money out into the highways that maybe Colorado's not quite wanting to do out on the plains. Put it all into the mountains, I guess. Not sure why the Colorado highway's so shitty, but it is what it is. That's part of life, I guess. You just suck up and deal with it. So now we're passing the beautiful town of Goodland, Kansas, which is where my mom was born and raised. Which will be here in a couple days for the Flatlanders Festival with about 200 to 300 classic cars. We'll be the only Mazda at the show. The only Miata, let alone only Mazda, I should say. There's the big town of Goodland. I think it's about 5,000, between 5,000 and 6,000 population. like they're working the road over there. Make sure not to drive through that on the way back. As this second exit, I won't get on at the second exit, I'll get on at the first exit. Don't want to drive through the new tar. Looks like they're blacktopping it. Blacktop is cheaper than concrete, I guess. And it looks like we're getting into some road construction here now.
Reported ahead.
Looks like, according to Waze, the cops are out up here, probably monitoring the speed in the construction zone. There they are. There's the Sherman County Sheriff. As you can hopefully hear, at about 65-ish, you can barely hear the exhaust as the wind noise from the roof overtakes it. So this exhaust setup I have with the well, looks like the cops got somebody, got a truck and another car up here. Anyways, this exhaust setup that I have, at about 70-ish mile an hour, it's not unbearable. You can slightly hear it. You know, you hear a lot of wind noise too, because it's convertible. So I would say that very good setup in my opinion. I got the RoadsterSport long tube ceramic header with the RoadsterSport Midpipe with the bigger catalytic converter for higher flow, and I got the Greddy Supreme axle back, all in a 2.5 inch. I think it's real deep when it's at low RPMs, or when you can hear it going, you can hear it and you got the roof down and you're giving it some sauce or some beans. Highly recommend this setup, but there again, exhaust drone is subjective. Like we're coming up here on my exit here I need to get off at. Guess I could get it up here to 75 or 80 so you can hear what it sounds like. This is when you're giving it a little bit of gas. This is at about 77-ish, 76-ish. Again, the wind noise is louder than the exhaust is on the highway at full-on interstate speeds. Now this is Colby, Kansas. Slightly a little bit bigger than Goodland that we went through. I'd say again between 5,000 and 6,000 people. Also has a Walmart, only about 30 minutes from Goodland. Also has a Walmart, a McDonald's, Arby's, Taco John's, Jimmy John's, a Dillon's, which is really a Kroger's or a King Soopers grocery store. They got a Starbucks. And a couple truck stops. A Love's on the other end, and on this end they got a, looks like a Petro. Okay, as you can see, 225.2 miles to a little over, well, we're now full now, but we were a little over a half. And we filmed up, and it's 5.178 gallons. So it pretty much calculates up to 43.49 miles a gallon. Of course, you know, I was going in the 60s to 65-ish at times, not 75 or 80, so I'm thinking it would be 40-ish or the high 30s, maybe 39 if I would have been going faster, but still 40-ish is very good. Well guys, as you can probably tell, it's been a couple days since the road trip, and I've made it back, and I just wanted to give some final thoughts on what it's like road tripping. Highly modified ND Miata. So as I was saying, I did eventually get to around 85 miles an hour the whole way back, as some friends was following with my dad and son in the old Dodge, so I was able to go on my own. Wound up making a little over 40 miles a gallon, like 48.15 miles a gallon at about 80-ish mile an hour. So it does do very well, even though it is tuned with the Mazda Sause tune from Justin. So very impressed there with the added power. And all in all, it's very doable and very enjoyable to road trip this car. I mean, you know, the trunk isn't very big, so I don't think I would go on long trips in the car. I think I just would, you know, go on smaller trips, or maybe make it a one person by yourself without any animals or any other people, so you could have more of your own. And if you didn't have camera gear, you could even have more room. So it is doable. Just depends on, you know, what time of year you're going and when you want to go and how long you want to go. But all in all, it's very doable and very enjoyable. I would like to thank you guys for watching the video this week. Please like and subscribe. Have a great week.